Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle?
and welcome to Bunebape, our weekly old school RuneScape podcast on everything you need to know about RuneScape. So this week up on the Sprocket, we're going to have, of course, as always, our account updates. And the second thing on the list is going to be about our video updates. We have quite a few videos coming out, and some that should already be out by the time this goes live. And the third thing is going to be, we're going to be talking about some of the login issues. If you've been playing at any time recently, then you've definitely experienced some login issues and all the memes and stuff that came out of that. So that's great. And we're also going to go over the update. So unfortunately, there's not going to be an update this week again.
Yeah, lack thereof.
Yeah. So that's kind of unfortunate, but they did give us kind of an update on the lack of updates. So we'll go over that, which is going to be nice. And lastly, to fill out the rest of the episode, I pulled a few questions from Reddit, some of the questions that I thought we could easily answer, and some people might have a lot of questions on, so kind of give like our outlook on them, and because I know both of us have different perspectives on a lot of these questions.
Yeah.
So
On everything in this game.
yeah, exactly. So I think we'll be able to give a good look at that. So if you have any questions, then this will be hopefully answer some of them.
If we don't answer them, feel free to reach out to us and ask us any questions you want to know.
Yeah, you can tweet at us or you can DM us, and we'll probably be able to answer that in any of the following episodes where we do Q&A type videos. So that'll be nice in the future. All right, now with all of that out of the way, before we get into anything else, Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. So if you listened to last week, I was like, oh, I've pretty much given up on my fishing goal. And at the end of the episode, I just reached a new level. And I was like, yeah, my new goal is to do 1 level a week. So after we stopped recording, I had not gone fishing since. I am currently fishing, but unless I get 300,000 XP in the course of recording this episode, I don't think I'm going to be able to level up today.
Yeah, dude, you're just fishing hydras out of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have been working on Slayer instead. My Slayer's up to 83. I think last week it was at like 81 or 82. So that's pretty exciting. I also got my combat up from 113 point something to 114.5. So
Nice.
things are looking up, you could say.
Yeah, that's
Not
great.
my fishing, that's for sure, but something is.
Yeah, nice.
And I've also been making a lot of gold doing Slayer. I've made a few mil. Because usually I go and like I buy bonds for like several mil. I usually buy a couple bonds. And then by the time I need to go and buy more bonds, I've only just barely made back that money. And this time I'm actually going to have made a profit during that time. So
nice.
pretty
That's always good news.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super good news.
What are you up to on your account?
I've just been killing a ton of skeletal wyverns, so I've been massacring them by the hundreds, and unfortunately, if you listen to last week's video, I said I would have the video out for where I killed a few thousand wyverns, but
You didn't just say, you actually promised.
yeah, I was gonna skip that part, but
You're a promise breaker.
yeah, so short answer is, yeah, I'm a huge promise breaker, and I don't have that video out for anyone this week because
It's not all your fault.
yeah, it is mostly my fault, to be fair, but I was being a fool and I was tracking all my kills through RuneLight, and I closed my RuneLight not once but like multiple times, and when you close RuneLight you lose all your kills tracked.
And he was not
So-
keeping the bones, so he had no way to tell what he was at.
Yeah, that was my only way of keeping the track of the kills. So, well, there's two things that I want to do. There's another plugin called Loot Logger, I think,
Oh.
which I just found out recently, so I might use that. And that one also says that it keeps track of your loot even after you close the client and stuff like that. So not until you reset it.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I'll use that for future ones, but for the Wyverns video that I completely restarted recently, I'm just keeping
2
the
days ago.
bones. Yeah, just 2 days ago. Yeah, I'm just keeping the bones, and so once I get to 2,000 or 3,000 bones, however many I end up doing, then that'll be the end of the video. So it's gonna be a lot more trips, but I think this will be nicer for everyone to see the loot tab at the end. So
I think a lot of people do keep the bones to go and pray with them anyway.
Yeah,
So it could be nice being like, oh, you just saved this much on praying.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Because I saved them.
yeah, I'm gonna use them for prayer as well.
Oh,
But
yeah, nice.
yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get a couple prayer levels because my prayer is actually kind of low compared to all my other combat stats.
What's your prayer at?
It's only like 77.
Okay, yeah, mine's at 82, and all my melee combat's all at 90. I've been meaning to get my prayer up. I have some wyvern and dragon bones. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's just kind of expensive and kind of tedious. But
Yeah, I just keep it for after my task, and then once I do a few tasks where I collect bones, I'm like, all right, let's go pray a couple hundred.
yeah, I'm just gonna do like 3 or 4 videos in a row where I'm only killing dragons, so that I'll just get a ton of prayer experience.
I mean, that's not a bad video idea.
No, yeah, I think it's a win-win. It was kind of a joke, but I think I actually
You're like,
might do
actually, let me write this down real quick.
yeah, it's like actually $1 million idea, but
yeah.
yeah, so
I'll
I
be
think,
expecting that soon.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I'm working on the wyvern video. What's nice is killing all the wyverns. I killed like 1,200 or 1,500 before I messed up like a million times and decided to restart. So that was enough money for me to get an upgrade on the account.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I went from a Fury to a Torture, and I also upgraded from Barrows to Ferocious Gloves. So
Do you think that that's worth it? Because I don't have ferocious gloves. And everyone, like, it's always recommended looking at strategies.
Yeah, I
on the
don't think it's
wiki.
worth it, but it is technically max melee. Like, I
Okay.
have max melee except for the needs not face guard because I can't make it.
You haven't done those quests yet?
No, I haven't done that
You
quest.
should do them.
Yeah,
It's nice.
That's long. It's a very long master quest.
It's very long, but I don't think it was as bad as Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, DS2.
Yeah, DS2. It wasn't as bad as that.
Yeah,
For sure. Definitely not as bad as Monkey Madness either.
yeah. I need to do Monkey Madness too because apparently I want to kill rune dragons. Apparently they drop stuff, but only if you've done Monkey Madness too.
Really? I thought it was Dragon Slayer that you gotta do for those.
No, you need
both?
you need DS2 in order to unlock them, but they drop like javelin heads, and you can only get them as a drop if you've done Monkey Madness too.
That is so weird.
Yeah, and they can actually be like worth kind of a lot, and
Yeah.
people buy them because you can make high level javelins to use in the heavy ballistas, which people use for PKing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I might put that off because I really hate questing, but yeah, those are
I
two.
can do it on your account for you.
No, that's account sharing, Michelle. I would never do that.
Jagex, we would
So,
never do that.
Jagex, we would never do that. Don't contact me or my son ever again. But yeah. So I'm working on that wyvern video, so that'll be out pretty soon.
How many
hopefully,
kills are you at?
Questionably, I'm at over 100 for sure. Pretty close to 200.
Wow, I thought it was gonna be a much higher number when I asked.
No.
Oh yeah, you were working on a video yesterday, right?
Yeah. So I put out a Valheim video yesterday. So I mean, even if you don't play Valheim, I think it's still kind of a cool video to watch.
I like the building videos. I don't play Valheim, but it's just kind of satisfying to watch.
Yeah, like if you just like watching like any game where you can like build or construct things, then it's kind of cool
Which
because
everyone loves.
yeah, it's kind of like Minecraft in that sense where like since I'm like kind of done like with all the rest of the game, I kind of just like building stuff, and so now I'm just building like cool homes.
It's actually gotten quite good at it. It makes me want to like find someone in real life to build me these fake homes. I'm like, can we find 3 huge stones somewhere in San Diego and build this house?
Yeah, it was actually a really cool build, and I've gotten like a little bit better with the like free cam that they have in Valheim, so it actually looks cool. It looks like
Straight
drone
looks
footage.
like a real drone shot in it. I was like so impressed. I was asking him, I was like, did you do this yourself in one take?
yeah. I definitely don't want to like hype up the video because I just don't like.
I
that. It
have no
feels
problem
weird.
hyping
But,
it up.
Yeah,
It was great.
I think it was a pretty cool video too.
From
so.
someone who doesn't even play the game, it's fun to watch because I want to live in this fake little house so bad.
Yeah, so if you want to go to our YouTube, you can check that out. And of course, we have RuneScape videos. So Michelle has a new video that should be coming out really soon, probably today. I'm
Should be
editing
coming
it
out
right now.
yesterday for you.
Yeah, today as in Wednesday. So if you guys are listening to this, if anyone's listening to this, then that video is probably out. So if you want to watch another RuneScape video, then you can go check out Michelle's video.
Yeah, it's very similar to my other video where I did like my dailies and like passive hunter and farming. Except for this time, I showed you my weeklies and a couple of dailies I missed last time, if I'm honest.
A couple dailies you should
Yeah.
have included.
So I show you like the battle staves, the Nightmare Zone herb boxes. I go through Tears of Guthix and I go and show you managing miscellanea, and I
Yeah.
make an easy like 1.5 mil in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. So if anyone is like struggling to make money as a member, or yeah, I think you have to be a member for most of this
Yes, you
to
do.
matter at all. And so if you're like struggling to make money as a member or just hate grinding to make money as a member, then you might want to actually check out the video because I think on average every week you make like at least 1 mil just from one of the like dailies that you do every week.
Yeah, or one of the weeklies, you mean?
No, I was thinking of the Nightmare Zone.
Oh yeah, no, I make usually around like 150K a day.
Yeah, so
So
you
like
make
probably around
150K
a
a
mil.
day. Yeah, so you make at least a mil a week, and then you get the money from miscellanea, and then
Miscellanea, you get like a lot of money too.
yeah, and then you can also get buckets of sand and stuff like that. So there's
Those aren't as impressive, but it's still free money.
yeah, like if you wanted to use that to craft like all the stuff that she has in the video, like all the weeklies and stuff is good for XP and also for like just maintenance money for maintaining your account, like buying potions and stuff. It's really nice.
Yes, but initially you might have to work a little bit because Tears of Gothics and Managing Miscellanea you do have to do a couple quests for. I
Yeah.
haven't done them in a long time, but I feel like they weren't too bad.
I mean, everything is like quest bound because like Tears of Gothics, all that stuff.
Tears of
and
Gothics was an
also,
easy quest, I think.
Nightmare Zone you can't do with less than I think like 10 quests done.
Really?
Yeah, you have to have a minimum quest.
I mean, I liked questing, and I would personally recommend doing all the quests. I thought that was like a really fun goal to do.
Yeah.
And having the quest cape is the most convenient thing ever because it teleports you right next to a fairy ring. And I don't have a fairy ring in my house. If you have one in your house, it's probably easier for you. But like,
if you have one in your house, you probably have the cape anyways.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because who's all like, oh, 92 construction, let me just not do all my quests.
I feel like that'd be you.
I mean, maybe, but that's like such a huge amount of money. That's just like 100 mil. And it's like, by the time you have 100 mil, chances are you're not me and you've done all your quests.
But yeah, it takes a while to do. Like, it took me probably several months, but if you just work on it slowly, the quest cape is like one of my favorite items in the game.
Yeah,
Especially, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Since I finished the Lumberge Elite as well, I don't have to use the Drummond stick to do the fairy rings. So every Slayer task where I have to go and like teleport somewhere, I just use my quest cape because I don't have the fire cape still. I know, so I just use the quest cape as my in-slot cape when I'm fighting anyway. And I just use that to go and teleport, take a fairy ring, no extra inventory taken up. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't think, I was going to say, I don't think that there's like any players, maybe like probably like 1 or 2% of the population that has played this game for any amount of time that would not recommend doing quests because
They unlock so much stuff.
yeah, they give you.
Even Rob's done like quite a few quests.
Yeah.
And he hates quests.
I have like 230 points out of like 270.
Let me see how many points I have.
You have the max.
279.
Yeah,
I wasn't
like,
sure what the next was.
Oh, I was like, it's 270 something. But yeah,
I
so
still have 3 mini quests left to do though.
yeah, not only does it unlock a lot of stuff, including money makers. So if that's what you want to do,
So many.
if you want to do like PVM end game stuff like killing bosses, you're gonna need to do quests. If
Yes.
you want to make money, you're gonna need to do quests. If you want to level up any of your skills, you're gonna need to
Oh
do
yeah,
quests.
another good one is the one where you get the golden gauntlets and cooking gauntlets. Which one is that?
Yeah, that's Family Crest.
Family Crest would recommend. And the follow-up one where you're able to get all the gauntlets, those make a massive difference. I use those gauntlets like for everything.
Yeah, like there's not a single person that has trained smithing for any period of time that wouldn't say that quest is worth like if it costs you 5 million gold to do that quest, I think everyone would still pay it.
Yes. Yeah, so it makes your XP for doing
It doubles
gold
it.
bars. Yeah, like basically doubled. I don't know if it's exactly.
No, it
is it?
literally doubles
Literally doubled. So if you go and look at like the calculator, I like to look at the calculator and look at how many gold like ore it takes to level up compared to gold ore when you're wearing the gauntlets. It's insane.
it. Yeah.
Cannot recommend doing that one enough. That is one of the best rewards in like all the
Yeah.
quests.
And even for like wyverns is a really good moneymaker. I'm making like over $1 million an hour, and like in order to do that you need 77 Slayer. So it's like you need to do you need to do quests and you need to do like other stuff that isn't just killing stuff, which is what I did originally. So I mean eventually everyone has to come around and do them.
Yeah. I try and get him to do quests all the time just because I don't know. I just like talking about the quest and like the rewards and stuff. I
Yeah,
think
they're
it's
pretty
really
fun.
cool.
And like me, I can't even equip the. The whole reason this conversation started is I can't equip the best head slot in the game because I haven't done the Fremnik Exiles quest.
Yeah, and the only reason that you had barrows before is because you went and decided to do the recipe for disaster.
Yeah, but to
Literally
be fair,
all the best gear you need to quest.
Funny to be fair,
You didn't do like any other quests other than
I could have just not done it and then done DS2 and gotten the ferocious gloves.
That's fair.
But then I wouldn't have good gloves for it.
DS2 sucked.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't. The Barrow's gloves are best in slot for like ranged and mage. So
oh yeah,
I still wouldn't.
I don't have the ferocious gloves. I still use barrows for everything.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of gloves, the Chaos Gauntlets from that Family Crest quest is actually really
they
good.
really come in clutch.
Yeah, they're good for early level like mage training.
Or if you just don't want to spend gold. I sometimes just use
True,
chaos.
yeah.
I've gotten a lot of blood runes thanks to the blood belts.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been using like those spells, but whenever I like don't have blood or death runes handy, I don't want to spend gold on them. Yeah. So I just do chaos.
They're super useful. They're more useful early because like once you're later in the game, it's not that big a deal getting runes or getting money for runes, but early on to use just a single chaos to cast Fire Blast and it doing as much damage as, or it's actually Fire Bolt and it does as much damage as a Fire Blast.
Yeah.
With the Chaos Gauntlets. So, yeah.
Would recommend doing those sooner rather than later.
Overall quests are good, I guess, is the TLDR of this conversation, and you should do them.
Yeah, and the fairy tale whatever one.
Yeah, fairy tale
the fairy
part
rings.
1 and 2.
I feel like everything that we talked about, even without realizing sometimes, is because of a quest. I didn't say, because I said, like, it's nice to not have to use anything for the fairy rings. And I'm like, oh yeah, to even get the fairy rings, you have to do quests.
Yeah, you have to do 1 and then start 2.
You just started to, right? You didn't even finish it initially?
No, I still haven't done it.
Wow. Yeah, he just started to access the fairy rings.
Yeah.
I think I did that initially, too, because I didn't even have the levels to do everything.
I think it's suggested just to early on get the fairy rings unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you can do Fairy Tale 1, you should start Fairy Tale 2 to unlock the rings.
It's funny, talking about this is making me really excited to just play RuneScape after we're all done recording.
Loser. Yeah, but so that's the video that came out. Totally crazy tangent, but
I think it's
it came out with the weekly video, which you should do quests, and the weekly video will mean a lot more to you. And also some like videos that might be coming out soon is going to be probably more loot videos because those are really fun, as well as potentially flipping videos and other ideas we have in the works, but none are as solid as the flipping video.
Yes, I still really want to do the God War dungeon together.
Yeah.
I have mentioned it to him like twice every single day, and he just brushes it off. And I'm like, I told them we'd do the God War dungeon.
I mean, you can go solo the bosses if you really want to.
No. We should do it as a team.
Yeah,
I'll buy you gear and we can sell it after.
Yeah, that's the thing is I have not as much money, and I don't want to go and like stop my farming, sell all my gear, buy the gear to kill the bosses, sell the gear, and buy the new gear for the video again.
Okay, how about after you're all done with the wyvern, I will buy you the gear, give it to you. We could go and do all these bosses. We don't even have to do it every day, recording. We could just edit it.
Yeah,
it'd be like a little time lapse. I think it's a good idea.
No, I think it's a good idea, but it just takes a lot of time. I'm not like hyped on it.
Takes a lot of time compared to 3,000 wyvern kills.
Yeah, I can just AFK 3,000 wyverns. That's fine. And
tell them how you AFK'd last week and died.
I did die last week. Yeah, I lost my Vorky, so I have to go pick him up.
It's insured, thankfully.
Yeah, thank God.
But he's no longer taking Vorky.
I mean,
with him, huh?
hopefully it's insured because I haven't went and got him yet.
You need to go get it because if you die twice, it might be one of those things that you lose.
No, because that doesn't make any sense. Because then if anyone died twice with a pet, they would lose it permanently.
Well, I mean, like, some stuff, they're like, hey, it's safe in death's office unless you die again.
No, it's not like that.
It's not
at
the
all.
same?
No. Once you have a pet insured, it can never be lost.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you pay $1 million the first time and then $500K every time after to get him.
So you're keeping him there in case you die again?
Yeah, I just don't really want to go to Ardougne.
I'd just keep him in my house.
But
if I had a pet.
If I had a pet. Yeah, where's your pet, dude?
I know. So still have not gotten Tangleroot, and my farming XP is 21 mil.
Damn, loser, dude.
I know.
Who doesn't have a pet?
Ugh, Oh, also, humble brag,
Embarrassing.
my total level is 1946 now.
1946. That's a good year, dude.
Is it?
I
Like
don't
World
know.
War II?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Concentration camps, not a good time.
Yeah, but yeah, good year. And so the next thing on the sprocket before we tangent into infinity and beyond
We start talking
is
about World War II.
yeah is the login situation. So there's been a lot of login issues recently, and it was actually over a few days time. And Jagex has been working on that apparently tirelessly to such a degree that
So
it
they say.
links with our next point where they aren't doing an update, but
One thing at a time here.
yeah, but to pretty much sum up the login issues, if you tried to log in the past week, then chances are you couldn't at some point because the servers went down and they were going up and down pretty often for quite some time. It was actually the longest time that I've seen in a long time that they weren't up. And
Yeah, I just gave up one day for like several hours and I was like, fine, I'll study.
yeah, it was over I think 2 days that the servers weren't stable.
Oh man.
Yeah, and Jagex was giving updates and stuff like that. So it was over mainly the 4th and the 5th of this month. And they were saying that the servers, not only were they having issues, but also once the servers weren't having as much issues, there was also issues with billing. So if you tried to buy any bonds or anything like that through the game, there's a really good chance it wasn't working.
Really?
Yeah.
That's rough. I didn't
Yeah.
know about that one.
Yeah, so unfortunately that happened, and on top of that, there were apparently some accounts affected by this server issue and maintenance and all that. So Mod Warden actually came out with a update.
What a hardcore
And
name.
Warden,
For no reason.
yeah, it's a pretty cool name. Yeah, actually compared to like a lot of the other mods, it's a pretty cool name, especially.
Sounds weirdly intense.
Yeah, and so he was just talking about some accounts. Apparently, 1% of accounts were potentially affected by some of the server issues.
Dang.
And so they will not, and they're saying that they're not going to rest until everyone is back in the game and playing as normal. And on top of that, some accounts that are back and playing as normal, like there's a gap in the data in their account or something like that. So they might need to lock them out of the game for some time.
So basically they lost their progress and everything for a little bit?
Like yes and no. It seems like they are able to roll back the account to an older date and then
Okay.
kind of like try and sync it up with the last play session they had.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it's like super finicky and there's like a lot of like loops they have to jump through in order to get it all working. So they said if you are affected, then they'll contact you.
Wow.
Yeah, so apparently a lot of really messed up stuff is happening, which is why there's no update this week. And so they just need, I guess, all hands on deck to, sort this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's pretty much going into our next point. So that's why there's no update going on this week, is because they have apparently literally everyone and then some working on the server issues. So that's why they
I thought the server
decided
issues
to
were just like
postpone it.
for one day.
No, yeah, it was actually huge server issues. They haven't said why this occurred and whether it was like an attack or anything like that, but
An attack on RuneScape.
I mean potentially. But yeah, so they said that following yesterday's announcement regarding the recent server logins, they opted to postpone this week's game update. So
It's a bummer, but I get it.
yeah, I mean apparently this was a huge deal, so it makes sense that they have everyone working on it right now.
So was the server thing also why all week my account keeps freezing randomly for like 20 seconds? Or is that just our internet?
I have no idea. I mean, it could definitely be linked with it because, I mean, the servers are fine now. I haven't experienced. I actually never had any problems with the servers or anything like that.
Even logging in?
No, because I don't think I was playing that much
Oh,
during
you've
those
been
days.
playing Path of Exile a lot.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile, but I don't think I played it all on the 4th or the 5th, so I didn't even know these issues happened. But
I did.
yeah, I haven't experienced anything like this, so I couldn't tell you whether it's our internet or not or what. But yeah, so unfortunately, if you have been affected, rest in peace. But
May
yeah,
you rest in peace.
yeah, good luck. Hopefully, apparently, they'll get your account back for you and get you all sorted, but it might take some time.
So I heard that potentially it was happening because people were using other like servers or something,
Other servers.
or what's it called? Clients?
Oh, I don't think so.
Because I read something where they were like, just, it kind of seemed passive aggressive from one of the mods where they were like, oh, well, you're using blah, blah, blah to get help with quests.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't see anything about that, and I wouldn't presume would be an issue because
I have vivid dreams. There's a very big possibility that I dreamt this up.
Because people have been using RuneLight for a million years, so I seriously doubt the client is the issue. If anything, I think it might. If I had to take an educated guess, it had to deal with like the combination of just Steam and other people playing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
oh, you know, it probably is Steam.
yeah, I think it was either something like that or it was just a blatant attack and the servers were down because of a nefarious user. So
Steam bites back.
yeah, so I think those two have the highest chances in my opinion, but I mean, I guess it could be something else. I don't know until they say something, if they ever say something.
They might not.
Yeah, there's a good chance they don't say anything, but whatever, we'll just take it as it is and keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, so what is cool is they did give us some news on what the update would have been, and it's actually really exciting because if you listened last week, we were talking about shooting stars as a potential update, which is, to sum it all up really quick, is stars that fall from the sky. You mine them, you get mining experience, and you get the special loot from the vendor that comes with the shooting star.
And we were very excited about this.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty hype, and it's even more hype, as they said, on the next week's game update, Wednesday, March 17th. You can look forward to getting shooting stars, as well as some quality of life updates.
I'm so excited. I feel like usually whenever they say that they're going to do stuff like this, it takes forever. So they're like, we're going to do this. And they were going to have it, like, ready to go in, like, a week.
Yeah, I think they were just, like... That's funny because
maybe they talked about it before we started the podcast like a long time ago. We just never heard about it.
I mean, potentially it was already in the other game, so I think they already had.
They have an idea of how it's gonna work.
Yeah, they must have already had most of it fleshed out, and then kind of just did the poll just to see if they had like a resounding no from the community.
It was so weird because stuff like that, I'm like, well, yeah, duh, it's just extra fun stuff. And then I think I was looking on Reddit for memes to post on Instagram. If you don't follow our Instagram, all I do is post memes. But I was like scrolling and there was people like complaining about it and they're like, another dumb thing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do you hate fun?
Yeah, there's always people just complaining about stuff.
Just being babies for no reason.
I mean, I feel like it was like, it's justified to complain about other stuff like the Tet Rax challenge because like, I mean,
it's stuff like that like we can't do, but I don't know. I don't understand why anyone would complain about the shooting stars.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people just complain to complain, especially if you played the game for long enough.
Yeah, there'll even be events, and they're another event.
Yeah, like, oh my god, dude,
fun.
These people in their fashion skate. But I mean, whatever. You'll find that anywhere.
Made me so sad. Before we started playing, I guess that there was like a pride event, and there was like a lot of homophobic people coming out, and I was like, that's not what I want to hear on RuneScape.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That made me very sad to read about. Oh my god.
Don't go to Wintertot.
Oh my god, go to Wintertot and report everyone there.
We'll just leave it at that.
They're
and
awful.
Then also on the update, it's pretty cool. It says get egg sighted.
Ooh.
It literally says that for the following week's game update. So on Wednesday the 24th, they'll be bringing this year's Easter event. So that's going to be cool. But who cares about that? More importantly, Temporos, the fishing skill boss that they've been talking about for ages, is finally coming out.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm more excited for the Easter one, weirdly.
It's really cool. I might have to shell out for a dragon harpoon so I can go do
that. Just for the boss.
Just for the boss, yeah. I mean, the boss is definitely not going to be worth it, but it'll be fun, at least for a week.
People on Reddit complaining. They're like, oh, another one?
Yeah. I think it'll be cool. I mean, it's an alternative method. It's kind of like shooting stars, where it's an alternate method to train. It's maybe not the best, probably not the best way to train because barbarian fishing's busted, but it's...
It is. I'm currently doing it, and let me tell you, don't enjoy it.
Yeah, you get a lot of experience doing barbarian fishing, so it's hard to beat, but Temporos could be the thing you opt to go with, even if it is lesser XP, because it could potentially be really fun.
Yeah, I still don't think that the barbarian fishing is that great anyway. I mean, compared to other skills, it sucks. Like, if you compare it to smithing, where you could get, like, 250 XP an hour, and here I'm just getting, like, 41.
Yeah.
And I'm level 84.
Yeah, but it's all relative, because, I mean, like, mining is, like,
Oh, mining
30K
sucks.
an hour.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have cooking, which is 800K an hour. So it's like
It's kind of all over the place. I wish
yeah,
they could all be like cooking.
it's all relative, but whatever. Yeah, so that's actually great news. We all get to look forward to a new skilling boss, and we'll all get to mess around with that. Hopefully,
Some
it's
little
fun.
bunnies for Easter, probably.
Some little buns for Easter.
Yeah, last year's Easter Fashionscape was pretty cool. It was the golden carrot
Yeah,
sword.
the carrot sword. I think I might
It
have
was
gotten
golden,
rid of
right?
that. I don't think it was golden. I think it was just a
I
carrot
think
sword.
you could make it golden.
Oh, that's possible. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll be the one, like one of the first people to do that and talking about it.
Yeah, of course. She'll probably make a video on the Easter video
Ooh,
for the
yeah.
Easter event, so be on the lookout for that.
I am not going to lie to you guys. Whenever I say, like, I love doing quests, I love doing quests when I have on my other screen the wiki quest guide throughout the entire thing.
No.
So whenever it's the holiday ones, I don't look stuff up, and it really goes to show that I'm not naturally good at quests.
Yeah, not an avid quester.
Yeah, you could say that. So you'll be seeing not the best guide probably, but somebody having fun for sure.
Yeah. Someone enjoying
life.
Enjoying taking a lot of time to do a easy quest.
Yeah, whenever the new quests come out now, like since I've gotten the quest cape, if they're like novice or easy, like the latest one was that headless beast one, I don't do it with a guide, and it takes me so long.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to watch a 3-hour long video on how to do the Easter quest, then probably
I'm your guy.
Yeah, check out our YouTube for that. But that's pretty much it for updates and stuff like that. It is going to be a shorter episode this week, but I did want to throw in a little like QA session at the end.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I took a bunch of questions from Reddit that people asked. They have like a question thread there that's just always going. So if you have any
cool.
questions that I don't answer here, because I just cherry picked a few that I thought were pretty cool and interesting that I know about. And if you do have any questions, there's a lot of knowledgeable people on 2007 Scape.
There's a lot of knowledgeable people right here. Send us a DM.
Yeah, exactly. DM or tweet at us, and we can be your Reddit intermediary.
I made it maybe not sound the best when I called it as knowledgeable right after talking about how I can't do quests without a guide.
Yeah, so we're not that knowledgeable. Please don't pretend.
I could hit you up with links to the quest guide wiki.
Yeah, we're really good at Googling. So,
I'm not even good at Googling.
Yeah, I'm good at Googling. So I just cherry picked a few of them. If you have any other questions that I don't answer here, you can head over there, throw your question in the thread, and hopefully someone will get to you. And of course, like we said a million times, you can also send it to us.
Yeah, and maybe we'll just respond to you directly.
Yeah, we might. Well,
maybe we'll respond to you directly, and then we'll also talk about it in the video.
Yeah, exactly. So if you hit us up on Twitter, then we'll respond to you directly.
Because it'd be kind of rude to be like, wait 7 more days.
No, yeah, exactly. So we will respond to you, and then we'll also throw it in here because chances are, if you have a question, someone else has
a question too.
Yeah, there's always new players, and there's always players that just haven't experienced something.
Me.
So the first question is from Radioactive Hobo, sick name. But they're saying they're new to OSRS and just upgraded and want to check on strategies for barrows. And this is actually a unique question because I think this is something that you would think of.
Okay.
So they're saying that they do barrows on World 330 and use other people's houses for their rejuve pools because obviously they don't have a house. They just got members.
Yes.
And they accidentally, while on a run, clicked on their house tab instead of their shovel. And so mid-run, after he killed a few bosses, he went back to the house, recharged his stats, then went back over and teleported to use that house to teleport back to Barrows.
Mm-hmm.
And he's wondering, like, is he missing something or using the house tabs to reset your prayer? It only adds like 30 to 45 seconds a run, but saves you a bunch of prayer pots. So
I never teleport to houses for stuff because I don't have. I'm actually talking as somebody who could be in this situation.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is something you would think of because you're the
Rob
one
actually has the ornate pool and stuff. Yeah. I don't.
And also, I think of like how fast I could do something and not how cheap I could do something. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this would be more something you would even think of. I would never even think of this.
I feel like I would actually bring prayer potions because the amount of like rewards that you get from bears are pretty good. I've only done bears a couple times, really,
Hmm.
but Rob's done it like a lot, and you made like a lot of gold doing it.
Yeah. So I wanted to throw it to you because I know you haven't done it a lot,
Yeah.
but like in my opinion, it's totally not worth it to go back to your house, even if it's your
No.
house or anything like that. Because I have one, I wouldn't even really do barrows unless you're like low level trying to get into bossing,
Yeah.
because without the Mauritania hard diary, it's not as worth it. Because if you don't know, the diary gives you double the runes, which is,
Significantly more gold.
yeah, significantly more. So most of the time you're only going to be getting runes, and then when you do get I think it's like 1 in 16 is
Mm-hmm.
when you'll get an actual barrows piece. They've actually dropped in price a lot, so I wouldn't even attempt to do barrows for a long period of time unless you have the diary.
Yeah.
And with that being said, if you are doing it for like, I don't know, anywhere like less than 100 kills, so like if you're not camping it for a long time, then it's fine to not have the diary, but just you won't be getting that much money.
Yeah, I would. If I were lower level, what I used to do, not for bears necessarily, but for like other monsters or whatever
Hmm.
that I'd be at for a long time, I would just bring prayer potions with me, go as long as I possibly could with those, and then rather than going to a house, because you're staying there longer anyway, I would just save my money and teleport to the middle of Varrock and go and pray at the altar. That you have to run for a little bit, honestly,
Hmm.
but it's saving you like gold in the long run. Or
Yeah.
if you have like one of the elf quests done, what I do now is use the crystal teleport seed, which to recharge are only like 700 gold. And
But yeah, but this guy's not gonna have
yeah, I would recommend eventually doing that. And then I just teleport there and they have an altar that's closer than Varrock.
yeah.
Those are my
Yeah.
two main altars. I also use the Perfidness, but I don't think that a newer player is going to do Song of
Yeah.
Elves
So
right
someone
now.
that just upgraded to members is definitely not gonna have Song of Elves done.
Yeah, no. So I would recommend just saving money on that really and just running to the one in Varrock. Like it could be annoying because it takes longer, but in the long run, you're saving money and you're gonna be able to stay at barrels longer because you have potions.
Yeah, the thing is, what's it called? You usually only do barrows for like one run and then you go back.
Really?
Yeah, because like you usually just don't do it multiple times. I've never seen anyone do multiple runs of barrows. It's
Oh well,
actually
maybe
really
I
rare.
am super wrong then.
Yeah, it's actually really, really rare. I've never seen it
Okay,
happen.
you know another cheap one that you could do is just use the Ferox Enclave one with
Oh,
the Ring
absolutely.
of Dueling
Yeah. Yeah,
and just
absolutely.
pray there.
Yeah, I would recommend just doing that and buying your barrows tabs.
So just ignore everything I said.
Yeah, if I was a cheap or new player, I would just have a Ring of Dueling and go to the Ferox Enclaves, go to Clan Wars, and use that to reset your stats.
Yeah.
It won't reset your run, but it'll reset everything else. I
You could
don't.
even they even just have an altar right there. If you only need to reset your prayer, you could just do that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I guess it would be a lot cheaper to use someone else's house, but
I
uh,
wouldn't want to use that world because there's the potential for lag when there's so many people.
yeah, there is. I don't know. There's a lot going on there, but I mean, if you want to save money, the strategy is fine using someone else's teleport. But honestly,
Still bring prayer potions.
um, I don't know. Obviously, this person doesn't have that much prayer because he's a new member. But
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly just mm, like not do this strategy just because I usually only take 0 sips of prayer potions or 1 sip of prayer potion
Even
because
when you were lower, though.
yeah, even when I was lower, just because you only need prayer against Darok, because Darok can one hit you.
Okay.
Even if you are like high health, he can hit you for like 95 or
Oh
85 or
my
something.
gosh.
Because once he's on 1 health, he can hit for an insane amount.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a good chance it'll happen, but there is a chance. So he's the only one that I would absolutely need to pray on. So once you get higher prayer, this is like a non-factor. So I would honestly just keep doing what you're doing, but not using multiple. Because I mean, if you think about it, if a run usually takes like 7 minutes to do barrows, and if you do a run in 7 minutes, but you take an extra 2 or 3 minutes to do to run back to someone's house and teleport back, that's almost like 50% longer on each run.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you do 100 runs at 50% longer, then that's an extra 300 minutes.
Yeah,
Potentially.
significant.
Yeah, that's a lot of runs. So, I mean, you should honestly just save your time and make more money and just only use your prayer pots when you actually really, really need them.
Yeah, so bring pots, just don't use them the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah,
Just
honestly,
Google, like, the bosses, like, maybe read about it more, because you don't need prayer pots the entire time, right?
no, I mean, you need to, it's nice to pray against them. And I mean, you want to have like overheads at least, but you don't need to pray the entire time. I pray the entire time because I have a high prayer. Most people do because they have high prayer, but you don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we kind of went long-winded on that, but
And the first half was super relevant because I haven't done barrows in so long. I kind of forgot how it worked.
yeah. But at least you get our thought process there.
You get my all over the place thought process.
Yeah. So the next question is from JowDog12. He's like, I just started playing recently, free to play. He's completed all the quests and he's gotten his melee skills to 50. Congratulations. He's got all of his gathering skills to around 40. What's the next step? Should I be grinding for a bond? And what's the next step towards endgame / cool content? Cool content, dude.
Quest.
Yeah.
Upgrade to a member and do quests.
Yeah. Honestly, I would find a. So this dude's done it perfectly. This
is ideal.
Yeah, this is
This is
super
actually kind
ideal.
of what I did before I became a member.
Yeah, this is super ideal. If you watched my or a lot of people's like starting videos, they'll tell you to get base stats and do as many quests as possible. So this dude's done all the quests. He has all of his stats to around where exactly you'd want them to be when you bond.
Uh-huh.
And he's just asking what he should be doing. And yes, dude, you should be getting a bond at this point. If you're anywhere close to this, like if you have 30 or 40 combat stats and 30 or 40 of everything else.
Especially all the quests done, so you don't have to waste any of your real money or your bond money on free-to-play quests.
Yeah, dude.
I did all my free-to-play quests.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even if you haven't done all of them, if you've done like most of them, I think there's like 32 or 35. If you've done like 30 or 25 and you're at this point and thinking whether you should bond or not, yeah, you should bond.
You should bond.
And it's really easy to maintain a bond once you have one. Find a couple methods that you like that make you like 2 to 500K an hour and just do those a couple times a week.
Or even like watch my weekly video, and if you just do that once a week, then that's gonna be enough money to buy a bond.
No, bonds are 6 mil.
Ah, shoot.
Or not 6 mil anymore. They're like 4 or 5. But you'd have to do a little more. I mean, doing the weeklies would definitely get you part of the way there, but you would have to spend some time making money somehow.
So do the weeklies and something else, and it'll be easy.
Yeah, I'd recommend doing Slayer. I mean, early Slayer, you don't make a lot of money, but you make some money.
I would recommend if you're going to go and fight anything, do a Wanda Slayer task, because Slayer is so hard to level up.
Yeah, I wouldn't, especially early on, I wouldn't do any combat that isn't a Slayer task.
Unless it's from a quest.
Yeah.
Try to get your first Slayer levels up by doing quests.
Yeah, there's a quest in the Varrock Museum that'll get you to level 9 Slayer right away.
Awesome.
Because early Slayer sucks.
Yeah, there's a couple ones that you can do for Slayer. I think that the Headless Beast one that I mentioned earlier is also a Slayer one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, they added a couple new ones.
What I did whenever I first became a member, I was like, oh, I really want to take like advantage of some of these skills, and I really wanted to learn agility and thieving. So I went and like search which quests reward these. Rather than, I didn't know that there was an optimal quest guide, which is the most helpful thing ever.
Yeah, definitely check out the optimal.
Yeah, by the way,
guide.
I skipped a couple of those and like changed the order a little bit just to get access to stuff
yeah,
I
me
wanted.
too. Yeah.
But in general, it is like a really good guide in what order to do everything. But yeah, I wanted like those first, so I would like do the quest I needed and then do quests to like unlock those quests.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand how agility worked, and I thought if you had agility, you could just use any shortcut you wanted. And so I was very disappointed initially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah. So the very first response to this says they suggest buying a bond with real world money first.
That's what we both did.
And that's what we did. That's even what I suggested in my new player guide video that I made for RuneScape.
But of course, not everyone's gonna have the money for
yeah,
that.
I also said in the video, if you haven't watched it, I'd recommend watching it. But I'll sum it up real quick. At the very end, I say that bonds, like once you find that you think it's worth it, buy it with real money. Ideally, the first time, because buying it consecutively after that is a lot easier with in-game money.
Mm-hmm.
And a bond only gets you 14 days of money, or 14 days of money. I mean, yes, but it only gives you 14 days of membership. So if you buy it with real money, then you'll get a month. So you get twice as much time. And the thing about a bond is it's totally doable for a first-time bonder to make enough money to continuously bond, but it's going to be something that you have to like work towards. Like you can't like log on and be like, all right, I think I'm just going to do agility for 5 hours today. It's like, no, if you want to continually bond yourself, you're going to be like, all right, I can do agility for an hour, and then I have to spend 3 hours doing this moneymaker, or I'm not going to have a bond in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I feel like I did things a little differently. I bought like with real money, I spent like $50 on like several months worth of membership.
Yeah.
Which obviously, you know, a lot of people can't do that. I couldn't do that now. I had a job at the time.
Yeah.
Right now, like I understand a lot of people are unemployed. A lot of people don't have extra money. So it was hard for me initially to be like, how am I supposed to buy a bond? I don't even know how to make money. But you're supposed to be doing that flipping video soon. That's actually going to be really helpful.
Yeah, honestly,
Start with smaller things.
That's what I was saying. Like, you should find like 2, 3, maybe even 5 different money makers, so you don't get burnt out on any one of them.
You know, one that's like fairly easier that isn't that good of a moneymaker now, but whenever a beginner was doing blue dragons.
Yeah.
And selling all of their dragon hides.
Yeah, dragon hides and dragon bones are always really good sellers. It's practically no requirements. You just need to be able to get to Falador, which you could teleport there with a Ring of Wealth.
Run there if you don't have your magic unlocked.
Yeah, and you can go kill those dragons. You only make like 200 or 300k an hour, but there's
when you're a beginning player, that's insane.
Yeah, there's practically literally no requirements. You just need to have a crossbow. I've seen people there with Dorgashin crossbows, which is like a level 20 something or 30 something.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to make money whenever you're just starting out membership and you don't know what to do.
Yes, like I utilized flipping, so I was really successful with that. But I mean, you can do anything. You can buy stuff from stalls and sell it back for multiple hundreds an hour. There's a ton of different things. Go on the RuneScape wiki. There's a money making section, and there's a ton of members only stuff that will make you a couple 100k an hour.
You know, it'd be really tedious, but I do feel like it would kind of be a good idea to do like a free-to-play buying a bond account.
Yeah,
I would think it would take us forever, though.
I mean, I did it before on my other account.
Okay. I mean, maybe you could do it then, because
Rob
is definitely a better moneymaker than me. Before, the only reason I have gold is because someone was having a drop party in Varrock, and I got extremely lucky. But before that, like, Rob already had, like, probably close to, like, 30 mil, and I just made my first.
Yeah. So.
And I only made my first because whenever people were kind of cheating on Bounty Hunter, and I let somebody kill me for 1 million gold.
Yeah. It's so more or less to answer this question, that's the perfect time to get a bond. It's going to be hard getting a bond continuously at the beginning, but I'd recommend like find moneymakers you like early on and find moneymakers to work towards. For example, my favorite moneymaker is the kill of Warcath. You can make 3...
That's not ideal for everyone.
Exactly. Like once you get later in the account though, Warcath makes you 3 to 5 million an hour, so you can get a bond in a couple hours as opposed to 10 hours doing like these cheaper methods. So it gets easier as you play. But starting out's rough.
Yeah, another small one that you could do just for daily is get your medium Varrock done, which doesn't require too much, and that's like 30k I believe a day, something like that, which isn't a lot, but it adds up over time. And you just need like, as well as doing like monsters and stuff, just have a bunch of smaller things that are no effort, like herb boxes and battle staves that are just free money.
Set your account up for success. So
yes,
that's gonna be that.
I think that'd be a good video for us to do though.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so this next one's from Mumiko, and they say, should I use RuneLite or OS Buddy? Now this is a really easy question. I just thought maybe...
I don't even know what OS Buddy is.
Yeah, so OS Buddy is a RuneLite client, or Rune client, RuneScape client. Both of these are RuneScape clients. One's called RuneLite. It looks like Run Elite. Or OS Buddy. OS Buddy came before RuneLite, and has like a free and a paid version.
Oh.
And so 10 out of 10 times you would choose RuneLite because
It's all free.
it's always free and it's open source. So you can see the code. You can see that it's not like sketchy, weird stuff that they're injecting into your client. But I mean, that being said, you can use whatever you want, but 10 out of 10 times I'd recommend RuneLite.
And get RuneLite as soon as you can. I procrastinated. Rob actually had to download my computer for me because I was like, it can't be that cool. And now I literally cannot imagine playing without RuneLite.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't play with RuneLite still because they don't know about it. If you are still playing with the default client where you bring it up and it just starts blasting the beginner music and you have to type in your password, that's the default one. And for RuneLite, it just adds a lot of niceties. So one, you can copy and paste your password, which is nice.
I didn't even know that you could do that.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? I always have to type in my password.
It'll track all of your skills that you're training and tell you how much experience you're getting per hour. It'll
That is
track
so handy.
your loot, so how much money you're getting per hour. You can use it to check out and hop worlds. You can use it to look up other players.
If you're doing agility, it will like highlight the squares that you need to be clicking.
Yeah.
It will highlight where fish are whenever you're fishing.
Yeah, it'll track how many like laps per hour you're getting in agility. It'll tell you. There's also calculators, so if you're like, how many more fish do I need to catch until 55 fishing? It'll tell you exactly how many.
Most importantly, you could change your mouse. So my mouse is a little trout.
Exactly. So the most important thing is you can change your mouse cursor. And so
we
that's
both have
why
little trouts.
We do.
He had the trout first, and I copied him.
Yeah. So this was just a quick PSA. Get RuneLite.
Get RuneLite. Don't be like me and be like, oh, it can't be that big of a difference. It is such a big difference.
Yeah. Don't be like Mumeko and not have RuneLite. So easy enough. The next one is something.
I just read it.
Something Michelle could really.
I actually posted this question.
Yeah, she posted this question
Oh my
from
God.
Light Dude 38. Says, "Am I bad and cannot, or I am bad and cannot kill Zulrah? Any specific noob advice?"
It's not just you. I am not a noob. I have like high levels, like the best gear in slot. I cannot do Zulrah.
Yeah, so
I cannot do Zulrah. I am not good at
chances-
strategy.
chances are, if you're asking this question, or if you have anything related to this question, you are doing it for the diary.
That was me, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even want to camp here. I don't want the pet. I don't want her money. I just need for the diary. I wasted millions of gold there trying to do Zulrah, and I
Yeah.
never did it.
So
I had to have Rob do it for
I'll give
me.
you advice. We did not share accounts, Jagus. Don't come at me or my son.
We did not. He possessed me and did it through my body.
Exactly. So I mean, that one cheater is still unbanned, so I don't think they care. Either way, so I'll give you all advice for killing it once or camping it. You're going to want to start the same way in either case. And this person that responded to it is perfectly exactly right. Fewer switches. Get as few switches as possible. And so you can go there with equipment as low as Mystics, which is really, really low, really, really cheap. Ideally, you're going to want to go with Arums and just bring a Swamp Staff. Yeah, so you can go there with really cheap gear. You can go with Mystics or Arums if you have some money, and just go with a Swamp Staff, or what is it called? Staff of the Swamps? Yeah, I think
Something like that.
Yeah, Swamp
I
Staff,
thought it was
whatever.
Swamp Staff.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 mil.
It's
Save
called
up for
something
it.
weird when you buy it, though, so
Yeah,
look it up.
Just look up like Toxic Staff, and it'll be one of those.
Yeah, it has a random name that it changes.
Yeah, and it should be around like 3 or 4 mil. Funny enough, you get it from Zulrah.
You do?
Yeah, and so just get that, and you don't even really need to bring a switch for for ranged. You can if you want to be efficient, and I would recommend doing that eventually. But just learn a couple. Make sure to bring that and rings of recoil. That's really all you need. Do as few switches as possible, and in this case, I'm suggesting doing no switches. So
I've tried it with no switches, and I still died several times.
Yeah,
I have responses to all of this advice that
I
you're
know.
saying.
If you have done other stuff where you can switch efficiently, then bring really cheap like black d'hide, and a I don't know, like a crossbow or something like that.
If you can switch in time, I admire you so much.
Yeah, I mean the switching isn't as important. The reason I think everyone suggests fewer switches is so you can focus on the rotation. Because if you know the rotation, one, you won't be taking nearly any damage, and 2, you'll be killing Zora way faster. So just make sure to get down your rotations and bring fewer switches. So that's it. Whether you want to kill her once or camper, get fewer switches, learn the rotations.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, you're gonna die a few times, or you'll
20 times like me.
you'll likely die a few times, or just bring teleport tabs. So if you are like, all right, I'm at 20 health and I don't know what I'm doing, just teleport back and try over. It you literally lose nothing except for the 10k tab to get there. So
unless you are trying to teleport but you do it too quick, in which case it costs 100k to get your stuff back. But one
actually,
thing,
no, the first 50 kills,
it's free.
It's free.
So
even if you die, it's free.
One thing I would definitely recommend for Zora though is buying like a stockpile of all the stuff you need ahead of time, because I think that's one thing that made me really burnt out trying to do it. Is I would just try it and then be like, oh great, now I'm out of these like tabs to get there.
Yeah, so buy like 50 of each potion that you need, just so that it's not annoying, and also buy like 10 teleports.
And one thing for the rotation, because it says learn one rotation, and I kind of understood one, but it's like so much memorization and I don't have a great memory. If you have Rune Light, you can mark tiles.
Yeah, marking tiles.
That's what nice. Rob did, and it makes it. I mean, I didn't do it, but it made it look a lot easier.
Yeah, like the first time before I even fought her, I went in there, marked the tiles that I knew I would need to stand on, and then left. Yeah. I didn't even attack her.
Because it's very particular where you have to stand for Zora.
Yeah, look up, there's like 75 million guides on how to kill Zora, because it's one of the best money makers in the game.
None of them helped me.
Look those up. And also, I mean, it kind of helped me like saying the rotations out loud. So I'll be like, all right, so he's in melee, which means next he's going to be in range, which means next he's going to be in mage. So maybe that'll help you too. But yeah, in general,
you could just be like me and have a really hard time concentrating on stuff like that. Like I have bad memory, and I always got confused because I was like, he's going to range, so I pray range and I use magic, and it was just it made me feel very overwhelmed.
We get it. You're confused.
Yes, basically.
Just bring up the rotations on a separate screen if you can. Fewer switches. There you go.
Maybe say it out loud.
Yeah. So second to last question is going to be thinking of making a new account with the girlfriend. Are there any guides how to make a proper account?
A weird way to word that.
Yeah, definitely a weird way to word it. But
are they both making accounts?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think he's making a new account with his girlfriend. I'm assuming it's a guy.
And, I know, I was like presumptuous.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing there's going to be 2 new accounts. So this kind of goes back to the beginner question that we had like earlier, and also like my beginner video. Watch that. What's this person's name? PA Magic LOL. Cool. Go watch the new player video.
Yes.
So if you are planning on making a new account or making a new account with a significant other, there is a proper way to go about it.
We should do this.
I mean, number one goal is just to have fun. So if there's something you find in the game that's really fun, if you like killing cows for 70 hours a week,
go kill a bunch of cows.
Kill cows. Like literally, who cares? But if you want to have a quote unquote proper way to do the account, do your quests and get all your skills to
50-ish.
To 40 or 50.
Kind of like the person said earlier when they were considering buying a membership. Get to their level.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to take a while, but if you want it to be more fun, let it take a while.
Yeah, and you don't need to rush it. Literally the main advice I can give for any new player is don't rush it. Mm-hmm. Like if you like killing cows for 70 hours a week, cool. But if you want to have a proper account, maybe kill cows for 30 hours and then do other stuff.
Do like mining or cooking. Or cook your cow's meat and go and craft their hides.
Like if you're like, all right, cool, I just did 2 quests. Now I'm going to take a break and go kill cows for 12 hours. That's perfectly fine. That's normal. Mm-hmm. Like usually people don't camp wyverns for 3,000 kills. Usually they go...
This is very abnormal, I would say.
Yeah, usually they go and kill like 100 wyverns, and they're like, all right, cool, I'm over this. I'm going to go do fishing.
Usually people don't camp the Firewatch Sentinels to get the blood shard drop. They just buy the blood shard, but...
Yeah, camping...
Me and Robert are doing things more difficultly than we need to.
Well, camping stuff isn't normal until like later in the game.
Yes.
Because it just gets more and more grindy the more and more you play. So it's like... All right, I'm going to kill Vorkath 10 times, get some loot, then I'm going to go do like a treasure trail or something like that. Like that's pretty normal. That's something that you should do. Would also
recommend as a moneymaker, do treasure trails, because every once in a while you get really large drops.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, have stuff in mind that you like doing and just do them and insert the stuff you don't like in between doing those.
Yeah,
Like,
and just don't do them long. Like, I only do fishing when we're recording.
yeah,
Because I don't have to pay attention to it.
think of it like a cake or something where where the cake itself is your favorite part. So just have like a layer of cake that you're doing that's your favorite task, and then
Tiny layer of frosting.
and then the tiny thin layer of frosting is all the stuff you don't like.
And if you like frosting and hate cake, just think of it the opposite.
Yeah, think you have
Big, huge piece of
a
frosting.
giant layer of frosting, a sliver of
Littlest
cake, which is
We've
like
been watching a lot of the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell.
yeah. So I would think of it like that.
Or like maybe a crumb and glaze.
Jesus. Yeah, so just break up the monotony of the stuff you don't like with stuff you do like, and you'll have a great account in no time.
Even
Magic
just an
LOL.
hour a day, like it'll add up.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to make me feel better about fishing.
And this person also suggests, great suggestion. We said it earlier. Do the Wiki Optimal Quest Guide. So also that, and also Slayer Music. He has a video quest guide for literally every quest in the game. So go check
Yeah.
out his YouTube. He's pretty cool.
Normally, I like to just read on the Wikipedia when doing the videos, or when doing the quests, sorry. But for harder ones like Monkey Madness and Perfidness, to get to Perfidness, the Song of Elves one, there's one part in there that I literally have no idea how I could have done it without the video. Because you're just like, move this gem to face this direction, and there's like 50 gems.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
Madness.
yeah, it's pretty simple. Just be chill about it. Take it one step at a time. And so for the final question, it's the person says, just came back. What's the new scam going on with everyone saying that they'll buy your Elysian in the GE? So, okay.
Should I say?
No. I don't even want to choose it. You have terrible advice for this.
I do. I'm like, try it out, see what they do.
No. So there is like probably 10 different versions of this scam, and this is more of just a PSA to, one, do not pay these people any attention, and two,
Report them.
report and block them, because there's no good that can come from it. You're not gonna anti-scam them.
You're not gonna get an insane deal.
Yeah, you're not getting a good deal. If you have an Elysian, you shouldn't need to hear this. But yeah, like
if you want to sell like maybe one of your higher end items, like your
like
whip or something.
If you've just been hanging out and you just barely, like after 10 months, made enough money to buy a rapier, and you're walking around like 150 mil.
Oh my god.
And you're walking around with your rapier, and this person's like, oh, I want to buy your 150 mil rapier for 190 mil.
They don't mean it.
If anything sounds too good to be true,
it is.
Likely is 99.9% of the time. And this is the case because
Why wouldn't they just buy it themselves?
Exactly. Why wouldn't they just buy it off the GE? Why don't you ask yourself that? And you're like,
no,
oh.
I want to give you the money
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
like they're obviously trying to scam you. So regardless of how they actually go about scamming you, first things first, block, report, don't pay any mind to these people because there's no good that can come from it straight off the bat. Two, there's I'll tell you like a couple ways they do it. They'll either put in a teleport tab and tell you to teleport to a place to meet them, and they're
makes no sense.
They're hoping you'll forget your item in trade, and so they'll trade you a teleport tab for your item.
And you probably won't even realize that you got scammed till later.
Yeah.
You'll go and teleport and you'll be like, oh my god.
Or maybe they won't trade you anything, and they'll just say, hey, meet me in this world, and it's a PvP world. They PK you. You lose all your stuff because you get skull tricked or something.
Another good tip is if for some reason it does seem legit and they are willing to give you the gold, like they actually show the gold there, and then they're like, but let's meet in another world. Yeah. Why would they want to meet in another world?
Yeah, don't.
What's wrong with the current world?
This is like real life, dude. Like if someone's like, yo, I'll give you $1,000 for your jacket, just go meet me in this really dark alley. You're not going to walk into that dark alley. So don't go to a different world to trade this person. There's no point.
I think I first saw that on Craigslist when looking for used cars, and I was like 18, was them saying, if this offer seems too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't do that in any normal non-game situation, so don't do that.
Don't do it here either.
I've seen
obviously you won't lose your life on RuneScape, but it would be a big bummer.
I mean, you might, dude. You might be so sad that this happened to you that you just stop playing forever. Like, honestly, I've seen people lose multiple billions, like Elysians, Twisted Bows. Elysians and Twisted Bows. Like, I've seen people lose a ton of stuff, so just don't get scammed.
If I had an Elysian or a Twisted Bow, I wouldn't even use them. I just keep them in my bank and be like, my precious.
Yeah, 24/7, you will see these people saying that they'll buy your Twisted Bow for like $7 billion or whatever, like they'll buy your Elysian for like 2 bill. It's not going to be an exaggerated number like 7 bill. It's going to be like if you
Close, but still more than it's worth.
yeah, if an Elysian is worth 1 bill, they'll be offering 1.1 bill, and they'll do this 24/7. They only need a single person for it to work on,
And they're good.
and they're fine.
They're probably good on like 20 different accounts that they're running.
Yeah, what these people do is they run these bots 24/7, and then once they finally get the 1 in a million person to give them an Elysian, they sell it for real world money, and that's it.
Oh, they sell for real money?
Yeah. And that's all they do, and then they take your stuff, get real money, and then go to the next person. They have 1 million accounts, so they'll always be there because apparently this works.
And there's always people falling for it, I'm sure.
Yeah, just don't trade them. And this is more just a PSA, not really a question.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was 5 questions and 1 PSA for the final part of this video. It is going to be a shorter video, but I wanted to add like a little bit of like a Q&A session. So when it's longer,
it'll be about normal once we're all done, because we still need to talk about what we're going to be doing this week.
Yeah, and I think it was like a pretty cool section. Like we want to do more Q&A videos. So if you have any questions, then shoot them at us.
We could always do a QA video just taking questions from Reddit too until then.
Yeah, I
tell everyone questions us.
I liked answering these questions. So
I did too, even though I didn't know what I was talking about half the time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have like random questions like this because they just like, it's not that they don't know how to use Google, it's just they would rather get a first person's account of the thing. Like that person that was talking about barrows, like they could just look that up, but the chances is one, they're either lazy, which is usually not the case, funny enough, but they usually just want a first-hand account of what they should be doing.
Yeah, and sometimes Wiki's not the most reliable because it could have been written with someone who has like insanely mega high levels and everything.
Or it's like a really unique situation, like that person was wondering if it was worth saving 10K on a prayer potion to just spend a little more time going to someone's house.
It's not.
Like, that's not going to be on the wiki. And
it's a very niche situation.
Yeah, so if you have any questions like that, then I'm sure, hopefully this helped someone. Someone probably has a question similar to one of these. So I think we'll probably keep doing these. Maybe not every episode, but probably every once in a while.
Okay. So what did you want to do? What are you going to be doing this week?
Oh, yeah. So
that's something we talk about. Videos and on RuneScape.
Yeah. I'm going to be making
I know what you're going to be doing on RuneScape.
Yeah, I'm going to be making some more videos for RuneScape. Hopefully.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of Valheim videos.
Yeah, I want to do more RuneScape videos, but I have like ideas, but I don't know what everyone would be really interested in. So if you have a video idea, let me know on Twitter or something.
Yeah,
so
or
I can
Instagram, email, anything really.
Yeah, and I'll probably just get started on that, because if anyone shows interest in a video that I think is a good idea, then I'll probably start on that.
Okay.
But besides that, I'm working on, of course, killing 1,000,000,000,000,000 wyverns, and that's fun.
Hopefully next week, the promise will be fulfilled.
Hopefully next week, and I want to see if I can get 3,000. I was gonna do 2,000 originally, but
when he was running out of time, he decided that. But then it all went downhill anyway.
Yeah, I kind of want to do 3,000. It's kind of annoying because like you can AFK wyverns, but not like heavily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, hopefully I'll get to that, and then.
AFK in the way that for me, I'd be like, that's not AFK.
Yeah. Probably some more Valheim videos, because Valheim's really fun.
People seem to enjoy those videos too.
Yeah, and so...
I even enjoy them when I don't play Valheim.
That's about it. What about you?
Yeah, so on RuneScape, I'm just going to be working on my Slayer. I need to get it up eventually to, I think, like 93 or something, because I really would like to finish my Western Provinces diaries. There's a couple things I need to do, but this is by far the hardest. The main reason I want to finish, though, is I want the chompy bird pet.
Oh, little chomp.
He's so cute. And I think that that'd be a good first pet because it's quite a flex. Because you have to have the Western Elite done, which require so many things.
Yeah, actually, I rarely see that pet.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I usually see... It's funny. I've seen more like raid pets than I have chompies.
Me too. But yeah, so that's something I'm working on. I'm not even really going to talk about the Elite Diaries just because it's going to take so long. So I'm basically just doing Slayer, getting up my combat, getting some more gold. Another thing I'm thinking about doing, I don't know if people would even want to see a video of this, but since Rob's doing stuff with Valheim, I was like, I want to do stuff with another game. And I don't play other games, but my friend sent me a TikTok about this game called Franbo, which seems right up my alley. It's basically like, yeah, it's like a creepy little orphan girl who's just like, I don't know. It just seems like creepy and like a gothic horror vibes and stuff. And I think it's just like 8 hours of gameplay. So I was like, oh, I could do this because you guys don't know this about me, but I am very into like true crime and like scary stuff. I actually am in, I'm going to go ahead and plug myself real quick. I'm in another podcast. We don't say bad words in this one. The other one, we definitely say bad words, me and my friend, because the name of the podcast is Spooky Shit with a star for the eye or an asterisk for the eye. So I have very broad interest. RuneScape, murder, and ghost.
Obviously.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I might buy that game and do like a video going through it. I don't know if that'd be interesting to anyone, but I'm sure there's some emos out there like me who would like to see it.
I mean, it's a good idea. If anyone has any interest in other games, let us know.
Yeah, I'd like to play other games, but I don't want to play other games that are like RuneScape where you grind through them. I want to play games that like this game, it sounds like it's just like 8 hours of gameplay and you finish it basically.
Yeah.
Like Animal Crossing. That would be the kind of game that I don't know. Animal Crossing was the first one I thought of.
I mean, it's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, we were talking about getting Animal Crossing last year, and we're like, no, because it would distract us from RuneScape.
Yeah. And also, Switches are crazy expensive.
Yeah, that was another one. But also because I just don't want to do games unless they're like a storyline and I can do them quick. I also had a friend who was saying I should do one of the Fallout ones.
Yeah,
which
Fallout
is
3.
Older. And maybe I could do something like that eventually, because I've never played them. I don't play other games.
It's a shooter game, so good luck.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
But maybe I will be with this.
All right. Well, I don't want to ramble on too long.
You mean you don't want me to ramble
No,
on
I don't want to ramble on too long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You.
Because I know we usually do that at the end.
But you love it.
Yeah, I do love it.
And everyone loves it.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. I really hope you all enjoyed
so
the podcast this week.
You could find us on social media. Our names on everything are Bunebape, except for Twitter is Bunebape OSRS. Hopefully Rob will be bringing a stream on Twitch soon, so we keep saying, but I think we keep forgetting as well.
I'm just going to stream Path of Exile, honestly.
I was going to, yeah, because he really wants to play Path of Exile.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm like low-key addicted right now.
I know. Every time he's like, oh, I do Wyverns, but I want to do PoE. And I'm like, oh god, he doesn't even call it Path of Exiles anymore. It's gone to the abbreviation stage.
Yeah, exactly.
You should do that.
Yeah.
So maybe check out our Twitch. Hopefully there will be something up there.
Yeah, check out our Twitch. Check out our YouTube. There's going to be stuff up there. There's stuff up there every week. If you guys don't know. Yeah.
I said to follow us on social media. I didn't say what we have. Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, we pretty much have everything except for Facebook. And yeah, because
you're not gonna catch us, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
Actually, I think Instagram's
gosh dang robot. But yeah, so yeah, you can find us anywhere. We put stuff on YouTube at least every week. We've been putting up multiple every week. So
hopefully we could keep that up. But
yeah, we also put this podcast on YouTube as well. So if you want to see like, I don't know, I take pictures of the updates and put them up on there so you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So.
It might make more sense to watch it on there rather than listening through Anchor, Spotify, whatever you use.
Yeah. If any of that interests you and you like seeing video more than audio, then maybe check that out there.
Yeah. But thank you all for listening, and maybe let some other people know about us and they could listen. I'm so close to just going to the bank in a busy world and being like, you guys ever heard of Bunebape?
Oh, no, that is not allowed.
No, but there's crazy people in RuneScape that I don't want to do that. I don't want them to find us.
Yeah. Yeah, so share it, like it, all that stuff.
Subscribe.
And, subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.